So we've got a 1999 Toyota Hilux Mk4, and we're going to be taking out the instrument cluster. I want to change a couple of the bulbs in there, but you may want to take that out for various reasons, to clean it up, to do repairs, whatever. It's one of those jobs that the first time you do it, it can be a right fiddle, but once you've done it a couple of times, it's actually not that difficult. It's just a question of knowing where the bits are and which bits to pull on. So to start off with, we're going to want to release this bit of the trim here, and if you're lucky, you might just be able to do that with your fingernails, and that will come forward like that. The tools I'm using today, the Phillips screwdriver, and just some of these little gizmos for taking the trim off vehicles. They come in handy. And what we're looking for here is, I'm going to pull the radio trim forward a little bit, and we've got one screw under there, so we just need to be able to get to that. Just one little screw like that with a broad head on it. That's not a separate washer. I'll just pop that down there. And then we have two more screws, and these are up underneath the fascia there. So these three screws are the only ones that hold this part of the fascia in. And the rest of it's held in place because it catches under the other bits. So we just need to release those, so we can pull this out here. And then on this side, next to the door, it can be easier if you open the door and just release this lower panel. So I'm just going to get in here. And you can see the clips in here that hold it. So I just need to release that a little bit, because these overlap one another, and just clip in place. And then once we've done that, we can get hold of this cluster. It will come out from there. It's quite flexible. Now, as you pull it out, you can't avoid scraping across the top of that. So if you do want to protect that, you can. But it's an old vehicle. That's not the only scrape it's got on it, so I'm not too worried. And you can just, might just need to release this bit here. That pop out. Release this corner, just where it's caught. Just get that right, and that's now free. So twist that round, and we've got the connections here for the clock and the hazards, and we're going to leave this in place and just swing this out of the way. Now this bit here is a pain. This is the ducting for the vent there. This bit, I don't know if you can see, doesn't actually connect to anything. It just sort of rests over that shaft, and that bit goes back there to limit its movement. So what you're going to do when we reassemble, it's very tempting to just leave that in place and shove everything back onto it, but it won't connect properly. So what we're going to do, when we put it back in, we connect that to there, and then we try and get it all back in without falling apart, which is sometimes successful. So the instrument cluster itself, something that may occur to you, if you just want to change the bulbs, is it possible to do it without pulling the damn thing out? Yes, but it's fiddly and you have to know exactly where they are, and you're probably going to drop one down the back. All in all, you're better off to take the thing out. So we've got 4 screws, and these are the same as the fascia screws as far as I can see, so you don't need to worry about mixing them up. So you see you've got the 2 at the top, the 2 at the bottom. You can see already that instrument cluster is now loose. Just take that final screw out. So what is now holding the instrument cluster in is 3 electrical connections, left, middle and right up towards the top, and the speedo cable in the middle. Now I think some of the later versions may have a non-contact speedo arrangement, I don't know, but this has got the speedo cable. So we want to get these electrical connectors. Now sometimes electrical connectors can be a pain to get out. These I find are fairly easy. I don't know if I'm just lucky on this one or if they are all like that, but they have a little tab at the top, and once you release that, they pull out quite nicely. So we'll work my way along that. The middle one out. I'm now going to release the speedo cable. That is in the middle, and it has a plastic collar that you just push in. The thing should pop out quite easily. That's the plastic collar. You can feel its little tab sticking out. And that's out. So I can now move that a little bit. Just get my arm in here. I can rotate that a little bit to get at it. And that's our final connector out. So just turn the unit with the instruments facing upwards and that will come straight out. So there is the unit itself, and if we have a look at the back, you will see we've got our electrical connectors there, there and there, the speedo cable connecting there. These are the two main T10 bulbs in here, and some vehicles have the tacho as well as the speedo, and in that case I think you've got 3 bulbs, 1, 2, 3, and they're just twist and remove. And as you can see, I tried to make those blue with little blue condom caps on, and they didn't work, so we're going to throw those away. So that's all of it is to get the thing out, take it away, change your bulbs, do whatever you're doing with it. It does come apart. You can strip it down if you want to clean it, because I found with this one it was full of dust and sand and grot. So once you've done that, refitting it, as they say, is the reverse. There's nothing particularly clever about it. You get it back in there, get your electrical connectors in. That you can see is your speedo cable. You see that little tab on there, and sorry, I'm probably blocking. I don't know if you can see there's a little tab on there, and you just squeeze that and push the thing in. It takes a little bit of fiddle to get in, but it is okay. Once you've got that in, you just swing that round, you push it back in. As I say, the only fiddle faff bit is balancing this in here. That, if I just rotate this, as you can see, it's not attached, it always falls out. But you just position that in there, you get the unit with the little swivel on it, clip it back in there, and then feed it in there as it goes in. Put your trim back in, and your 3 screws to secure it. And that's all there is to it. Good luck with it.